Stooping is nothing new to our God. That's what He did 2,000 years ago. He stooped down from heaven and came to earth. He stooped down from being worshiped by angels to being born in a manger. He stooped down to be mocked, betrayed, beaten, and even crucified. He didn't have to. He could have said, Father, I'll pass on this assignment. Let me stay up here on high. But for your sake and mine, He said, I'll stoop. I'll go low. So low that I'll be buried in a grave. So low the enemy will think that I'm defeated. So low forces of darkness will have a celebration. The good news is He didn't stay stooped. He stooped for a moment, but He got back up again. He defeated death, hell, and the grave for you and for me. Now He's not only the all-powerful, resurrected Savior, but He's the God who stoops. He still comes to messy places. He'll still meet you where you are. He'll still rescue you when it was your fault. He'll still defend you when you knew better. Where would we be without the God who stoops? When we didn't deserve it, when we couldn't measure up, we made mistakes, we had no defense. He had every right to stay on the throne, be the God that He is, but in His mercy, He stooped down. He came after the one lost sheep. Years ago, a friend of mine received a phone call from his uncle. He lived in another state. He told my friend there was a classmate he went to high school with he hadn't seen in 40 years, but he couldn't get him off his mind. This classmate lived in the city where my friend lives. It was so strong, his uncle felt like he had to reach out to him, but he had no number, no contact. His name was very common. There would be thousands of people with the same name. But he asked my friend, his nephew, if he would try to locate him. He kind of laughed and he thought, there are 7 million people in this city. What are my chances of finding him? The next day, my friend went to his mailbox. There was an advertisement for a business. He noticed the man's name was the same his uncle mentioned. He thought, what do I have to lose? He called the number, said, I know this is odd, but I have an uncle by the name of so-and-so, and I'm wondering if you went to high school with him. The man couldn't believe it and said that he did. My friend said, my uncle is very concerned about you. I wanted to know if there's anything I can pray with you about. The phone went silent. In a few seconds, he began to hear the man sob. He said, I'm out in the woods about to end my life. He had all the tools to do it, everything set up. My friend began to encourage him and let him know that God still had a plan and purpose for his life. Man changed his mind, and today he and his family are back in church. His business is being blessed more than ever. He's fulfilling his purpose. That's God stooping down. He'll come right where you are, into the lion's den, into the fiery furnace, into the accusing voices, into the club, into the hospital. Like the psalmist said, to lift you out of the dirt, out of the messy places, and to set you among princes. And it's good to thank God for promotion and thank Him for favor, but how we should thank Him for stooping down. Lord, thank You for getting Your hands dirty. Thank You for coming to the messy places of my life. Thank You for restoring me when I was broken, redeeming me when I failed, healing me when I was hurting.